Globally deployed psychological bioterrorism playbook. It's well developed.
And then I started to see just global propaganda directed at essentially distorting, dismissing, and suppressing the evidence of efficacy. And I saw it as a crime.
And at that point, I knew that this was not just a coincidence. There were too many black swans over too short a period.
Why do you have a puppy?
They seem to get the human psyche so well when it comes to brainwashing us and propagandizing us to the direction that they want us to go in, that you would think that they would know that pulling all of these various tactics would actually just push support towards Trump.
Ruth, some of his posts even show that he appeared to have been working with, in his own words, the U.S. Embassy in Kiev. He's doing effectively military intelligence, human trafficking of terrorists.
It's in this context that I think Ruth was kind of radicalized. He decided that while he wanted to assassinate Putin, the easier thing would be to assassinate Donald Trump.
How old is too old to be president?
Too old to be president is an age where you're scared that you might not live to see the next day, because a country is depending on you to run them. Also, as long as you don't have any mental health problems, like say you have dementia and you're sort of losing your memory a little bit, and people with dementia, they're perfectly good people, but they're probably not the best kind of person to run a country because they might not remember everything.
Yeah, you're eerily describing what Joseph R. Biden is going through.
You're a dog-faced lion pony soldier.
You don't scare me, bitch.
I'll lead a strategy mobilizing true international
You don't have to use the
so
B
if you
word.
want Biden 2026, vote for me this September. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man.
Think about the amount of jingoism and hot, hostile, incendiary invective that's being conveyed by these apparently rational people. Do you not start to believe that it's just power for power's sake, that what they actually want is a kind of totalitarian control accompanied by thanks and applause and we appreciate you helping us, this was all for the children. Have you seen a lot of stories talking about maybe the Constitution is nefarious? Rescue the West event. Join me there if you can, and if you're an awakened wonder. Kind of reductivism of moral arguments around good and evil, i.e. Putin's evil. We're good, that denies the complexity and contradictions of our own eyes. If you've been paying attention to what's been going on in the last few years, you will recognize that what Joe Biden is a stooge and a cipher of globalist power, and he's about to be replaced by another one in Kamala Harris. There seems to me, just based on the loathing, ire, and attempts to control, even talking about the Trump campaign, disruption and an obstacle to the kind of globalist power that they're trying to achieve. You only have to see that round table at Michigan to recognize that ordinary people don't care about their talking points anymore. Ordinary people care about their own lives. Ordinary people are sick and tired of this endless hyperbole, and they're sick and tired of funding wars while they're going hungry.
If you allow Ukraine to be carved up,
is the independence of any nation secure?
I'd respectfully suggest the answer is no. We have to stand up to this naked aggression today and deter other would-be aggressors tomorrow. That's why the United States, together with our allies and partners around the world, will continue to stand with the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their sovereignty and
territorial integrity and their freedom.
Wow, you're a raunchy mouth little girl. Why you gotta be so mean?
Shut the fuck up, it. What the fuck?
Yeah,
oh, well.
proving my point.
Dude, you're the person that goes on there and you scare people.
And you're busted.
Oh, well, I don't give a fuck.
See? Again, proving my point. Anyway, you have a good night. And continue your cursing.
Okay. Goodbye, America.
You've been well parented.
And how do you balance free speech and versus crazy stuff that
got people not to take vaccines, for example.
Right, exactly.
To take vaccines, for example.
Right, exactly.
To take vaccines, for example.
Fuck up, it.
Bill Gates, one of the demigods and semi-gods that wanders the earth now, telling us how to think, why seeds should be patentable, all information should be controlled by him or some facility that he funds, why he is able to fund the WHO in the same way that country foundation used to be the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's just their Bill Gates Foundation now. Melinda Gates, she found reasons to back.
Hi, what do you guys think about my beautiful wife?
She's pretty. Sounds like she's being held hostage.
No, she's very happy. Tell him how happy you are, sweetie.
Are you okay?
Tell him how happy. I'm happy. Tell him you're happy. See?
I got that on video. Whoever that was.
You can definitely see the benefits of AI, but I think all of us kind of have a fear of it as well.
Being deleted.
Companies are saying yes. The government needs to understand our work and needs to look at the right regulations. At the same time, people saying, okay, the U.S. wants to stay ahead. So whenever we talk about, could we slow it down? They're like, well, don't slow it down yet. Right. Social media, we're still arguing about, hey, we shouldn't have let young kids use it as much.
Yeah, that crazy stuff that made people a little more circumspect before agreeing to take a medicine that was not correctly clinically trialed, that potentially affects the menstrual cycle of women, proven to cause myocarditis, has caused adverse events observable and reported in as many as 1 in 50 people that took it. Well, it was used to legitimize censorship and control of information, and is still being used in precisely that way by Bill Gates just there. Not, though, to replace the idea of an all-powerful deity with a more sanguine, judicious, and more malleable entity. No, but to replace exactly the power that's being opposed, at least ideologically, by them, with a state that bears those traits. It will be the state that tells you what you can say, not God. It will be the state that tells you what is apostasy. It will be the state that tells you what is heresy. That what they crave is omniscience, the ability to see all through surveillance. Omnipotence, the ability to control information, to citizen manage. Wouldn't it be great if people just did exactly what we told them? Can't you feel in the nerdish linguistics of Bill Gates an appeal for us to just do as he tells us? After all, didn't he give us Windows? After all, didn't he give us great programs across the continent of Africa to address malaria and starvation? Is, after all, won't all of his programs, if heavily scrutinized, stand up to the test of veracity? What I mean to say is, how effective were some of those programs he did in Africa? Do you think people are still happy with what went on under the auspices of care? How do you feel knowing that the WHO is still trying to manipulate and maneuver a treaty into place that would demand not only that you are taxed, but that you are censored, that your information is controlled, and that at the level of the WHO, at a global level, not some sovereign government, far less some community government, far less your individual freedom, will determine whether or not in the future you'll have to take some sort of shot or medicine or stay indoors a lot or stop exercising or ignore the efficacy of natural immunity, as long as it comes from the mind of Bill Gates. And they have the designs after becoming like gods. They have information that allows them to act like gods, and like the worst aspects of the most condemned version of a tyrannical deity, they see you as disposable. And
how can lawmakers regulate AI?
Are you gonna look? Are you gonna stare and not say anything? Are we good?
Well, they can, create liability. Say your AI is giving health advice. They can say, okay, if you make a mistake there, you're going to be financially responsible. And so, if it's discriminatory, you can make them responsible. Because it's happening so fast, writing the rules is a bit of a challenge. And so we're trying to encourage the people in government themselves to be users, so they understand, wow,
are you the hamburger?
This is where it's incredibly good. This is where it sometimes goes nuts.
Hey, did you see the bald man too?
Wait, he's our
He's
friend.
lying. He's lying.
You have 15 seconds.
That scared me.
Look at me with no choice. I didn't want to do it to her. Why are you guys still talking about it? Why are you talking about her? Why the f are you still talking about her? I don't want to kill her.
I am Ishmael Perez, the author of Our Cosmic Origin, a book that I would consider next level disclosure. My contribution is to bridge the gap between the galactic community and, of course, the ascending Earthlings. So I considered the young souls, right, which is probably 90% of the population, in order to help them become part of the galactic community, right, so that we could all be once again connected to our star brothers and sisters as we once were during the times of Atlantis.